Take my lips and speak through them. Take our ears and hear through them. Take our hearts and set them on fire with love for thee. May I speak in the name of the living God. Amen. Amen. Thanksgiving is one of the hallmarks of Christianity. The liturgy we celebrate every Sunday at the altar is called the Great Thanksgiving. Eucharist means thanksgiving in Greek. Giving thanks in many forms has marked God's people from the beginning. In Deuteronomy this morning, thanksgiving is one of the first teachings Moses gives to the Israelites. When you come into the promised land, Moses tells them, you are to thank God by giving God from the first fruits of your harvest. Don't take, this is hard for us, don't take what you think you need first and then give God from the leftovers. Give to God right off the top. Trust God, who by faith has brought you thus far. Give to God off the top, and as you offer your gift to the priest, remember the story of your faith and tell it. A wandering Aramaean was my father. That wandering Aramaean was Abraham, whose descendants became a mighty nation, whom the Egyptians later enslaved, whom God later delivered with terrifying signs and acts of power, who then led us into this land of milk and honey, for which we are grateful. This is the miraculous story that is mine. This is why I give thanks. Here is my gift, God. Thank you. After thanking God, says Moses, you shall celebrate with the priests and the aliens who reside among you with the bounty that the Lord your God has given to you and to all your house. Let's just pause in the world we live in and notice that everyone is to be included in the feast. Priests, people, even the aliens who reside among you. You are not to round up foreigners and refugees and track them down. You are to pull up a chair at the table and sit them down, because survival, saints, is not an individual family by family thing. We survive, we prevail, we endure as a community. You know, I quote Dad all the time, all get out or none get out. We're all in this together. That's been the message of Thanksgiving forever, starting with the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, moving on to the opposing sides in the Civil War. And from the beginning, we've been challenged by this message, this necessity, this necessary reality of inclusion and generosity in all times and in all places. We have had people living among us who are alien to us, their ideas strange, foreign. Some of us wish we could deport them all as threats to our peace and our prosperity, yet here they are alongside us at the communion rail and at the dinner table. People with whom we disagree, people who don't understand us, people who we don't understand, people we wish weren't our problem, but there they are passing us the mashed potatoes and the pumpkin pie. Thanksgivings were celebrated in this country off and on, together and apart for quite some time, and it's always been challenging. It wasn't until 1863 that Thanksgiving was made an official holiday, initially on the last Thursday and finally on the fourth Thursday of November. Until then, people called for Thanksgivings after winning particular battles against particular foes. And in the Civil War, this became the North, celebrating Thanksgiving after Northern victories, the South celebrating Thanksgiving after Southern victories. And it was in the middle of the divisive and bloody Civil War that Lincoln sought a way to draw North and South together. Draw us together. And that's why he called for a national day of Thanksgiving, to thank God for, quote, prolonging our national life another year, for giving us fortitude, courage, and resolution, and to offer up penitent and fervent prayers and supplications to the great disposer of events for a return of the inestimable blessings of peace and unity and harmony. He did this when peace, union, and harmony were currently, achingly absent. We can relate. Political polarization, disagreements with opinionated relatives. I know you don't have any, but some do. None of this is new where Thanksgiving is concerned. There's nothing odd about your family if feathers are ruffled around the dinner table. The whole point of Thanksgiving was to bring together the often vehemently opposed. It was the point. North and South, Native Americans and Puritans, Republicans and Democrats. We are not gathering together because our families are perfect. We're gathering together to practice the godly discipline of learning to thank God for the blessings of life in the midst of the way things are, even if they might not be as we wish they were. It helps us to ground our expectations, to remember that, whenever 2 or 3 are gathered together, there will be problems. Now, that's because human beings are going to be everywhere you turn. They're going to be. Being human. Again, the actual quote, is Jesus saying, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst of them. That's a good thing to hold in mind. Remember, Jesus is with you. Whatever happens, alone, with others, Jesus is with you. Resolve, let us, to keep our eyes on him. Don't rehearse problems. The problem with the economy, the problem with your mother, the problem with you. Overlook the spilled drink, the snippy comment, and whether or not people say your pie is as good as Mom's used to be. Notice the good that people do and then wait for it. Thank them. Actually thank them. Don't just feel gratitude. That's great. That's a start. But that's invisible. Let them know. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for doing that. That was such a help. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching the baby, walking the dog, helping with the dishes. Neuroplasticity tells us, saints, that what we focus on, we make more of. What we focus on, we make more of. So we can blame and remain. Or we can praise and be raised. This is as simple as it actually is. You could complain and remain, or you can praise and be raised. What is good about the situation? Anything. What we focus on, we make more of. St. Paul took this to heart. He was actually in prison in Rome, literally knee-deep in sewage, because the sewer system ran right through the prison. When he ended his letter to his beloved Philippians with, "Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence," anything at all, "if there is anything worthy of praise," anything at all, think about these things, and the God of peace will be with you. Giving thanks is not about denying there are problems. Giving thanks is about denying that problems have the last word. The Pilgrims were thankful that the last word wasn't starvation in 1621. It was life. Those enduring the Civil War were thankful that the last word wasn't bloodshed and division, but hope for unity and peace. What's the last word for us today? There will be a lot of dirty dishes today, or maybe just yours. There will be food to eat and love to share. There'll be memories to make and maybe just memories to remember. Something will get spilled, the kids will get loud, the dog will bark. It's all okay. St. Paul reassures us The Lord is near. The Lord is near. May God make us ever thankful for the love we share and the hope to which we hold fast. And as we reach out our hands for the bread that comes down from heaven, the bread that gives life to the world, may we remember that no one is alien to God. Not even you. Not even me. There is no one for whom it's too late. Even here, even now. May we, nonetheless, rejoice and give thanks for all that is and for all that yet, by God's grace, may be. Amen.